Have you ever thought that language determines how a person thinks? One's native language is something of a psychological destiny. There are certain ways of thinking and certain concepts that can only be understood by people who have a word for them in their language. The grammatical structure of a language also holds influence over how a person understands their existence. For example, in Turkish, there are two past tenses. One is used for direct experience, and the other is for things only known about through indirect means. If one were to describe the snow that fell while they were in school, they would either say it snowed today, if they saw it directly. But if they did not witness it, they would use the other past tense that indicated they were not present to see the snow falling. Due to this, Turkish speakers rely on the use of past tenses to complete a story and to understand the perspective of those speaking. Their language determines their understanding. Another example, the Hopi speakers conceptualized time differently from other languages. It is a timeless language because it lacks tenses, and they see time as a single process, not fixed and countable like 6 days or 2 hours, so that would mean they have a different concept of time. It means that the Hopi people think of the word entirely differently. Another example, the Piraha language speakers use phrases for colors. Their word for red doesn't simply mean red, but a phrase that means it is like blood. Other studies found that people find it easier to recognize colors if their language has a specific name for the color. Russians have 2 words for different shades of blue, and they are faster to distinguish between the colors than English speakers. In French, Spanish, or Russian, there are 2 ways to address a person because those languages have 2 second-person pronouns, singular and plural. The choice of pronoun depends on the relationship between the 2 people, formal or informal, and the degree of familiarity between them. In this respect, the speaker of any of those languages is only thinking about the relationship when addressing another person, and therefore unable to separate those 2 processes. As we can see, we perceive only what our language allows us to. We are slaves to the words available to us. Like Ludwig Wittgenstein said, "The limits of my language mean the limits of my world."